Pule Mmodi of Golden Arrows has been signed reportedly by Kaizer Chiefs. Also, Ranga Chivariro is also signed with the Kaizer Chiefs reportedly as well for multiple reports we've heard. And also, Nange, Phathutshedzo Nange has actually been released by Kaizer Chiefs in their latest report or statement. We don't know where Phathutshedzo Nange is going. All we know is he's going to be a free agent. All that and more today on this particular video. Welcome back again, guys. Welcome back to the Diski channel. This is your boy Walter once more on another weekly episode in regards to what's happening in your local football, about all the nice transfers that we are seeing at this time. Now, today, we're going to be talking about the Kaizer Chiefs more importantly because they seem to be making a lot of rounds these days. They've been making signings. People have been waiting for some sort of indication like a thought. But all this and more, where I want to start off with, I want to start off with Phathutshedzo Nange because I have mixed feelings about his release in a sense, or him leaving Kaizer Chiefs, because he's not really a bad player, but I think we can agree that he's not also one of the best players in the league or who's ever been signed by Kaizer Chiefs. I think it's one of those players that we needed at the time just because after the transfer ban, and all these things. So maybe it was a player that we wanted to recruit to add to the squad of players because we hadn't signed a lot of players in the past. And also maybe he could add a bit of value because he had a few good performances when he was signed from Stellenbosch. And remember, it comes from, I think it was Bidvest. And I think it was not Baxter's signing, but Kevin Hunt. I think he was recommended by Kevin Hunt. Baxter inherited Unang in particular. So this release means a lot because, look, for me, what I can say about this particular player is one thing. In football, I guess luck, timing as well is all equally important. I'm saying this because for him, I think Kevin Hunt leaving did leave a vacuum of players, probably psychology and the environment wasn't the same anymore because he came in because of the coach knew how he would play. You know, the coach understood him better, maybe, than Baxter would. But Baxter did give him a chance, to be fair. And I think he didn't have the best of seasons. I mean, if you can look at it, he played 31 competitive games, only had 2 goals. For me, it's not bad, considering the fact that also in between the time, there was a time where he was injured. And at the same time, I believe performances, form, and all that. But, you know, with a new coach, not being signed by the coach, which is what I've been trying to stress to a lot of guys who are fighting with me on the comments, it's a fact that when you sign a player first and they change a coach, it's a matter against of will the coach understand you that well to find a suitable position for you. Because on my end, I wouldn't blame it on him, but I just want to give you this thought. If you've been watching Kaizer Chiefs for a while, you understand that there was a bit of confusion at some point where you couldn't exactly know where does Unange play. Sometimes he was used in an attacking mid or just a 6, where you would ask yourself, is it because they didn't have enough players to play that role or suitable enough? Or was he being used as a defensive mid? Which Baxter did try to figure out a system, a role for him that he could play. But to be fair, I really don't really think he really took that role or made it his own. Maybe it's because he's always been more comfortable in playing in attack. But you can see his frame. He's a bit big. He's a bit tall, sluggish. So he's not really agile and mobile, as you would expect an attacking midfielder to be. So it's like your Yaya Toure, you know? You have to be exceptional to be that tall playing in such a position. And look, the midfield is very demanding, very, very demanding. So you have to be a hardworking player. And for me, I don't think he had those attributes. I'm saying this because there was a time where you'd find that, look, Unange, that's what I'm saying. These are the conditions that we had at the time. So it was very confusing to find a position for him because he looked a bit lazy at times. I think also because of the fact that that's the situation we had, in a sense where you would feel maybe, just maybe, it's because of the new coach that came in. Also, it took a bit of time for him to adapt, but they gave him time. You know, he was there for a while. And with the expectations of the Kaizer Chiefs, it's very high. There's no time to relax, to find your feet there. There needs to be something, because remember, they now have released certain players, and they brought you as a new, fresh, a new player that hopefully can bring a bit of glory back into Kaizer Chiefs. So for me, all the best to him. I don't think he could have offered us much, but yeah. So that's all I can say, because maybe he wasn't the best candidate or suitable for Kaizer Chiefs. So maybe we'll see more of him if he goes to a super sport. Maybe we've heard, because I think I've heard a rumor that maybe Kevin Hunt, Uyamfuna. And by virtue of that, he knows how to use him well. So for us, the way that they are taking football, especially, we started wanting to play under Arthur Zwane. I don't think he was well suited. He was more of a backup mid, defensive midfield, but he didn't give you the enough quality to really, really select him and solidify his place. Also, his age as well counted a lot, because if you saw he's seen last season, injury prone. So obviously, as a career, it's a very short career in football. And if you start having players like that, the X is near. So I'm not really surprised, but at the very same time, for me, he's not a bad player to play in the PSL. So all the best to him. Right. Done with that. Another player that I want to talk about is Ranga Chivariro. Look, I haven't watched much of this guy, because Marumo Kalins obviously has been relegated, as we all know. For me, age-wise, he's a bit old. He's 29. He's turning 30. Look, here what we can establish is probably he's been signed because maybe it's a bit of a replacement for, I heard rumors of Fiston Mayele. We don't know what's going on though. It could be the figure, it could be the asking price. Kaizer Chiefs is always stingy when it comes to that. Negotiations, maybe they could have broken down. And it could be a replacement for Caleb, because really, striking department, you don't have much there. We've got young players like the young Utuba. So they don't have much options. I think also I wouldn't say it's a panic buy, but it could be a backup. Should anything happen, maybe you would need someone who's an out-and-out striker, as opposed to using Dupree, which he won't give you much goals or that much of an option. But what they can benefit from is the fact that he does come with attributes such as he is I wouldn't say a lanky striker. He's more of your big frame, number 9, can turn, can shield defenders. So if we are playing carpet football, you would need just a finish. I think he's just that. He's raw. I wouldn't say his technique is good, but he's a goal poacher to he knows how to make or create something out of nothing, which I saw when he played against us in the league as well. He was kind of one of those guys where if you're looking for goals, he can create himself as well. So it's not only reliant on your mid and crosses and all these kind of ideas that you might have. And there at Maluma Kalensi, they were not really playing wing play. So it's more of interplay coming in from the middle. So he could be suited. I'm just not convinced. But his stats don't lie. He's the highest goal scorer in Marumo Kalens. He was one of the highest goal scorers in CAF. So also that experience, maybe Kaizer Chiefs is leaning on that. But he's not really the quickest striker, if you had to ask me. He's big, man. But look, for me, it's not a bad signing as far as the striker's position is concerned, because if you have to be honest, there's not much options. And with the preseason starting today, or this week rather, we can only commend them for also going out there actually making a purchase, even if it's not your first purchase out there. But that's all I can say for me. So look, it's not really the quality that we would like to see at Kaizer Chiefs, but at least it adds a bit of depth in that department of the striking role again, and also having to have a bit of competition where we can see different faces and them fighting for that position and for the jersey as well. So obviously he's there, and his experience will count instead of having to want to win things with just young players alone. So that's a good signing. It's not the best, but it's something. Bear with me, it's something. Now, the big signing that I want to talk about, which is exciting for me, is Pule Mmodi. Now, We've heard reports that he's actually a free agent. So that says nothing for me, because it doesn't mean when you're a free agent all the time you're a bad player. For me, if you had to ask me, that is a grade A purchase. Grade A. Quality player, star player, one of the best in the league, if you have to ask me. It's just that he's a bit of a late bloomer, and also the fact that he's played for a team like Golden Arrows, where consistency, because of the quality that you are surrounded by, you always be, sometimes missing out of action because there's so much reliant on you that the team has to play. If you are not there, or one or two players are not there. I mean, look, he has fed who's the striker who call an Arrows, who knocks Mtiza. I don't think Mtiza would have as much goals as he had without Abu Pule. In the middle, this guy is very creative. He's a match winner. He's very explosive, has a bit of pace. But again, he's not as exactly young. Look, he's at his prime, 29. But him being signed as a free agent, I don't think that's a problem, because for me, the benefit here is him being a late bloom. I think it makes a bit of sense, because I think he can establish himself well there. He can give them plus minus 3 years. And with the players that we already have or we are signing, I think it's a good mix. And it'll give, certain players in the position that he plays a bit of a headache. Remember, we have the young Zwane, we have Umtutuzi Shabalala, we have Ukigan Toli, we also have Upiliat. So there, it's a good position for a bit of competition. And for me, I don't know if you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen him having a bit of having problems with the fitness or even injuries. So you need at least a player that can give you 30 games, if not more, and consistently doing so. And, with consistency or going to a team, you can only catch that kind of consistency, or your game can only improve if you are surrounded by quality players. Now you have Pilat and Tolu, which I still believe, the saying goes, class is permanent and form is temporary. But when you are surrounded by those players, we're only hoping that him coming in, what can happen is two things. The players within his age group, they can either be also, you can push them to work a bit harder, and for the team as well. At the same time, the young players can share from their experience and they can learn a lot, because I can believe one thing they're benefiting from, this guy has a good technique. Don't get me wrong. And you have Umtansane. Remember, we talked about Umtansane. He's been signed as well, confirmed. Foot. We have he's and he'll add either a goal or an assist. He has it in him. So when you have that attack, whatever system they're going to be playing, because you can't really put down this philosophy, that philosophy, because we don't know who's going to be coming in. Now, him definitely has a goal and assist, and he can be able to play with the right kind of quality. If he can make it with Golden Arrows, I believe he's the right fit for Kaizer Chiefs. I believe this guy is a quality player. They can actually benefit a lot in terms of his experience as well in their PSL second to none. And with the team that he comes from, he has helped them to even qualify for the top 8. So the quality that he possesses, both Sundowns, they were signing Abu Chino Manieta at the same, at the same age. But if you look at, I think he's one of the guys who has one of the top assists in the league. So for football, for me, Kaizer Chiefs is a good buy. I believe whoever is pulling the strings, or whoever now is advising them, I feel like there's an advisor who's doing the assessment for them. I think fighting for this guy to actually get his signature shows a lot of promise, shows that they are willing at least to make their fans happy and to actually play football on the pitch with the players they've purchased. The one missing link is who is going to be appointed to actually have these players play together in gel, and hopefully they can use them well. So that's all I have for you this week, guys. Leave your comments, share this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also that notification bell. Tell me what you think. What do you think about Ranga Chivariro being reported coming to NH Arena? What do you think about the Pule Mmodi? Do you share the same sentiments? Do you believe he can add value to the team? And Unang being released, are they making a mistake? Or is it a good, it's a good time just to be able to let other players grow and actually have a good career in other places. So that's all I have for you for now. Thank you so much for joining the video or watching the video if you've watched it until this far. And catch you next time on the next video that I'm going to drop. Remember, we drop videos on a weekly basis. Thank you. Sharp, sharp.